Hello folks, and welcome back to another RGG video. Today we'll be going through a collection of different news snippets that have popped up lately, including official statements as well as community speculation regarding certain subjects. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. The first and biggest thing is the official announcement of the next RGG Summit event as well as an RGG Direct event that will accompany it. This was announced during one of RGG Studios' Ryusta live streams, in which they usually discussed random topics that sometimes relate to the Yakuza / Like a Dragon franchise, as well as usually announce new merchandise. The date has been cemented as the 24th of September at 5 AM in the Central European Time Zone, or the 23rd of September at 8 PM in the Pacific Daylight Time Zone. For me, that's going to be exactly at 6 AM of the 24th, so that's gonna be something, alright? What time zone is it gonna be for you? Are you gonna have to potentially set an alarm for this? Comment down below about it. The question that obviously follows is this: what will they show? Simply put, we do not know yet. What we can do, however, is speculate. There's been certain pieces of information lately that possibly allude to at least one thing that may be shown in there. But even with that, it's always a good idea to take these things with a grain of salt. So the one thing that has people chattering a lot is a certain Sega sale on Steam. Plenty of Sega titles are currently on sale, and that includes pretty much all of RGG Studios games except Yakuza 3. Now, why would this be the sole exception to all the other games? Yakuza 0, Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 4, 5, 6, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Ishin, both Gaiden games, and even the 2 Judgment games are all on sale. Every single one of them except Yakuza 3. You know when else this happened before? Right before the announcement of Yakuza 0 Director's Cut for the Nintendo Switch 2. All games went on sale except Yakuza 0. So either this is a small whoopsie that they overlooked, or it's a cheeky intentional nudge before the official announcement of Yakuza Kiwami 3 next month. Time will tell, but once again, this is just speculation, as incriminating as it may be. Other inclusions that people are speculating it could have is more Stranger Than Heaven news and maybe even some Virtua Fighter spotlight. Given that there's also going to be an RGG Direct event alongside the RGG Summit, I think it might be safe to say that they're going to show something substantial in there, as, in case you forgot, the last RGG Direct we had was basically a video of condensed information on Pirate Yakuza's gameplay, and the one before it showed detailed story and gameplay information for Infinite Wealth. So we can assume that RGG Directs are always going to be that way unless they break the cycle sometime down the line. Given that Kiwami games are budget titles, it would make sense that they already have it almost wrapped up with. There's another piece of information that's sort of worth discussing, so I'll just bring it up. There's been talk lately that the Judgment games have wrapped up for good, like no more Judgment games. And this stems from a Japanese post on Twitter about a person allegedly asking an RGG Studio dev about the status of the Judgment games during an event earlier this year. I'm using the website's translation, so this may be rough, but it should be enough to give a good idea. So once again, this person asked this RGG Studio employee directly about whether or not we're going to get a sequel to the Judgment games. And the response they got was something along the lines of, well, it kind of feels like it's wrapped up for now, but they might show up as special guests in future works though. As you can see, this post goes all the way back to January of this year, but it only recently got this attention. Make of this post what you will, but if you want my take on it, I honestly say it's still very possible to take it with a grain of salt. If a studio is working on a sequel to a game that they don't want to uncover just yet, they're not gonna tell a random stranger at an event, yes, we're absolutely bringing you Found Judgment soon. Look forward to it, and by the way, please don't tell Mr. Yokoyama that I told you this. But having said that, I'm not saying we should all get our hopes up either. As things stand though, there's just nothing about the Judgment games. You might instead bring up the possible issues with the agency that the actor of Yagami works with, and I think that's probably the bigger obstacle here. I haven't looked into the status of that situation as of late, so I can't tell you whether or not that's still a problem. That's all for this video. I just wanted it to be a clear and to the point sort of video so you can be all caught up to what's been happening in the community lately without any extra fluff. If you found this video to be informative, a like and a sub would help me out a ton, so please consider that. Now you guys take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.